All right, y'all, let's get it. Now let's see what we go. Ooh, child. So look. Oh, give me 1 second. Metal. What are we gonna be reading? Sorry, I'm about to read. The use of metals on your sacred space ties the practitioner with planetary energies, bodily functions, and spiritual properties. They serve as an excellent conduit for the various shades of a force. Metal is the containing principle that houses and even flavors the waters of our being. Few things can come into contact with metal without taking properties from it. Metals are often overlooked in spiritual work as they are seen to be implements only used in alchemy. In truth, the entire process of establishing a sacred space and sacrificing certain objects to be used on said space is a process of alchemy. The practitioner need not look far in order to grasp the notions of how metals affects the human and spiritual being. The excess of deficiency of certain metals in the human body can lend a person to a state of disease or wellness. Many metals go through a process known as radioactive decay. In this, we know that metals are not dead objects, but in fact go through a corrosive process while here on the planet. Just like human, plant, and animal kingdoms, metals can be influenced by their interactions with other elements in the environment. At times, this process is referred to as natural radioactive decay, corrosion, rusting, or even oxidation. Hope I didn't mess up that word. When this occurs, those metals can even change into other metals with new properties. Some metals will rust or corrode, and in doing so, will take on many of the properties of salt. Deep. This now connects that base metal to the etheric properties of the soul, and that there is a presence of sulfur or salt, each of which being key elements in the practice of alchemy. Many metals are greatly effective when they interact with the seawater. Some are more valuable than others. Even in the process of decay or corrosion, the corrosion of the metal itself can serve as a thin layer of protection for the principal metal itself. Metals will also tug at one another when placed in proximity. I'm messing that word up. With one another. It is the sharing and pulling electrons that causes the metals to change. When utilizing metals in conjunction with our sacred spaces, we can create new life, corrosion, utilizing the different techniques to change the metals. Also, the properties of said metals will speak to our own planetary associations and character dispositions. Metals are impacted by other metals, earth, wind, and water. It interacts with its surroundings as any other consultant. Note, the use of metals have similar use whether used on shrine or altar. For the shrine section, I will list several metals of the alchemical, foundations and share their properties. I will let the reader use their inventiveness from that point forward. Representations of metal, construction of any fashion or tools, electronics, metal working. Uses on a shrine. Gold is the energy of the sun, representing spiritual alchemy. Gold, red, and yellow are the colors associated with the metal gold. Silver is the energy of the moon, representing intuition and emotion. White, cream, greens. Mercury is the energy of the planet Mercury, representing quickness of wit. The colors associated with this element are silver and yellow. Copper is the metal of the planet Venus and rules over the conduction of the energy of receptivity and magnesium. The colors associated with copper are blue, pink, and copper. Iron is the energy of the planet Mars and stimulates the masculine energy of warfare, fertility, strength, and new beginnings, which is red, silver, brown are the colors associated with the metal iron. 10 is the metal of the planet Jupiter, representing the first breath of the newborn, the induction and awareness of the soul. The color white, black, and orange represent this metal. Lead is the energy of the planet Saturn, associating itself with the heavy, dense feeling of rigid duty and the weight of deep thought. The colors associated with lead are black and any color of dark blue. Or dark excuse me. Uses on the altar. Metal symbolizes advancement, technology, and cultivation, and the demanding process that we put ore through in order to fashion tools, vehicles, and the implements of technological progress. Any form of technology represent on your sacred altar sends the message of advancement. Technology should be support for our spiritual work. Let me say that again. Technology should be support for our spiritual work, not an interpreter of our fundamental sacred communications in spiritual ways. We call forward the energy of technology to remind us that invention and innovation is heavy called of the spiritual worker. So let me read that again. We call forward the energy of technology to remind us that invention and innovation is the heavy call of the spiritual worker. Last and not least, acknowledging the evolving times that we all live in is the charge of responsible spiritualists. While we surround our altars with the implements of natural primary energy, it is also important to include symbols of progress and evidence of the innovations that can come from the employment of the natural divine forces which surround us all. Turn up. Hope you guys got something. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of this because I had messed up on a couple of words and I really want you guys to get this. All right.